What's up, guys? Just as Booster here, and I'm joined by Tuomas, who just made top 16 at the European Digimon finals, playing a deck I think is very cool. What deck did you play?
I played Bloomlord, Hydramon. Yeah.
So I think the only Bloomlord that made top cut in any of the finals, probably. So pretty exciting. Anything you want to say before you show the list?
Not much. I just want to give a shout out to the Finnish team. There was 8 of us here. 5 made top 32, 3 made top 16, 1 got the top 8. So really proud of the small community we have.
Yeah, I heard that. Like Finnish squad is best squad, I guess.
You could say that based on the numbers, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, very good conversion rate.
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out.
I'm just gonna go through the deck quickly.
Yep.
A lot of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory, but yeah. 4 eggs, 4 of the BT2 Argomons.
Can you put the cards upside down?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. 4 of the BT2 Argomons. The memory gain is huge in a lot of the matchups. It doesn't happen as rarely as people might think. Just a all-around good baby.
For sure.
And the DP increases are dealt differently in this list.
Okay.
So it's not a point to play the Bomumons or I don't even remember the name. And 1 Gamimon just as a 5th egg, because especially if I play Mimi, I sometimes run out of them, and this fits a lot of stuff on the board, so makes sense. Then for the rookies, I play 4 of the BT10 Palmons, best search in the deck, because it can get both Bloomlord and a Veggie, all around great card, not much to say there. Pomumons, the suspend ones, 4 pieces, the most important card in matches against Hydramon. So with Hydramon that's great, and you can go from Hydramon to Pomumon to Bloomlord for 1 memory, which is pretty good, turns out.
You could say that, yes.
Yeah. Then a bit of a meta call. I play 4 of the starter Palmons, just because Hydramon, if it gets evolved on an empty board and the X antibody BWG's deletion effect doesn't trigger, it's a Yume effect. So if I don't have a plus 2000 from here or a 3rd Digimon on the board, the X antibody BWG won't be deleted by my Bloomlord, because I'm just 12k then. So a quick solution, because otherwise I would need like Sunflowmons. 2 of the effect Pomumons that blocks effect playing good. That's against stuff like Chessmon. Played on the right time on an empty board without Systemons, pretty often wins the game. And also a good stall card against Shoutmon and Crossheart mechanics. Yeah.
Which was very popular.
Yeah, very popular here. And all around a good tech, and easily evolved over with stuff like the Weedmons, which I play 4 of, as soon as I can find it here. Probably one of the hardest picks of the deck. There's a lot of good 4s, but the fact that it's 1 evolution and it's a Veggie made it better than all the other alternatives, like the new Vegemon that may give an energy sometimes, or Parasaurmon and stuff like that. I don't think they're worth it. Just play Veggies, that's the point of the deck. It combos. So also for red Veggie, evolving for 1 is pretty good. Sunflowmon makes a lot of the spammy strategies viable, even if you're not finding all of the bigger pieces, 5s and 6s. With Sunflowmon you can get a lot of advantage on the board quickly, and the draw inherit is great with Hydramon and other effects. So going on to level 5s, for Hydramon, best card in the deck, I would say. Fun fact, Hydar is a Finnish mythology god that like lures hunters and woodsmen into traps, so I think it's pretty suiting.
That's very cool.
Suitable here. So it's the first Finnish mythology Digimon.
I love it.
Yeah. So the best move of the deck against Hydramon, which I was mostly preparing against, is, like I said, Hydramon's effect to Pomumon, evolve into Bloomlord, go to Bloom, suspend Pomu by 1 memory, suspend your opponent's Digimon, pierce for 2. It's not that rare to get with this consistent list. 3 Blossomon, I opted out of Argomon level 5. It can sometimes give you a suspended rookie, which might give an extra memory gain or an extra security check. But my philosophy with my play group testing this deck was, if it's not a veggie, it's not going into the deck. Because it's all about consistency and finding your combos and pieces, and if it's not a veggie, you don't play it.
Yep.
Hydramon, I was arguing between 2 and 3 Hydramon, but 2 is enough because usually it's a late game card. It can force interesting situations with Hydramon. If you can get a large board with Hydramon and Hydramon, it's pretty impossible to get 2 checks through. So in situations where you're at 0 security, Hydramon is pretty much the only thing you can do, and usually it's good enough. For example, against like Southmon decks which might have 2 or 3 rushes from hand, 1 hit gets redirected by Hydramon, and Hydramon eats the memory. So that won me some important games this weekend. 3 Hydramon, can't fit anymore, and it's not an early game card usually. Sometimes if the opponent goes all in on the board, a quick Hydramon can do the trick, but the more important part is the 4 Bloomlords, which can both delete stuff and make the pressure on your opponent and force them to respond to you. So deleting a stack of any kind and taking at least 2 checks at the same time is not giving your opponent a lot of time to do their stuff. Then on the options and tamers, pretty simple here. Green memory boost.
Yep.
I think if you're not playing 4 memory boost in this deck now, you're playing it wrong. There are not a lot of memory blockers in the meta now, and even if there are, with all of these suspend effects, you can usually get over 1. If there's like a Bloomlord and a memory blocker on the board, it gets a bit rough, but 1 gatekeeper is not a problem. I play 1 Mimi, probably the only debatable card in the deck, but it's just, I'm not a big fan of one-offs, but almost every time I got it in my starting hand going second, or in the early turns if I'm lacking something, it gives a huge advantage.
Yep.
And especially if it comes from the security, it's almost game winning. If you already have like a mem boost on board, it gets ridiculous. So I would maybe play 4 and 2 if the deck had the space for it, but it doesn't. Especially in the race matchup like Black War Grey and Grandis, if you can bring out the Hydramon combo and get another rookie already, it wins you the game. You pretty much, if you have your combo pieces left, they don't have the turn to wreak havoc on your security. Otherwise, it might get rough. 2 Samadhi Santi, another good late game card usually, especially good against Southmon X7. If you lock the Southmon X7 after it reboosts from Sparrowmon, all the pieces are stuck there. They don't do anything for the turn, it don't block, it don't do nothing, and only if they have like Ignitemons or stuff that would blow it up, maybe do something, but it wins a lot of games. And hidden potential, I think it should be banned. It should be banned.
Same.
Pretty much, if you have something on the board and you draw this, you win the game.
Yeah.
What was good? Well, I don't regret anything from the list. I just want to say that a lot of talk has been made about the Black War Greymon matchup. I think it's a good matchup against the lists that play a lot of the blocker Greymons. They don't have the capability to rush me down fast enough, and it's okay also against stuff without the blockers. If you can give them 1 turn and you can set up a new Hydramon on the breeding and play passively enough, don't rush on the board. I've played 3 Black War Greymons in the Swisses, won all, top 32 against Black War Greymon, won against it, but on top 16 I played against the undefeated player from yesterday, and he had the promo Black War Greymons, which tipped the matchup on Black War Greymon's side pretty hard.
I played it as well.
Yeah, because you can't give them a turn to set up your own stuff anymore.
Yeah.
They just kill you.
Exactly.
So I applaud his deck choice. It was the right call, I think, for the Black War Greymons. Other than that, I think Hydramon has solid matchups throughout the board. I was afraid of maybe meeting Blue Flare or something, which would be horrible. I got Death Exmont only once this tournament, so that argument wasn't pretty valid this weekend. I think it was a good choice.
Yep.
A lot of people haven't tested against Hydramon, which of course was an advantage, but I would recommend, if you haven't played it, test it. It's a fun deck with cool turns and a high skill ceiling, I believe. The combo turns and setups you do have a lot of different varieties in different matchups.
Exactly, different lines. All right, Tuomas, thank you so much. I'm going to play my 3v3.
Thank
you so much for showing the deck. Great performance. And I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.